I kind of resisted doing those kind of shows for a long time because they kind of started in the early to mid 2000s, and I kind of resisted doing them because I thought I had this bizarre notion I had some kind of credibility to preserve, and plus the fact when you're bringing out new stuff, you kind of don't want to bring too much attention to the old stuff, but then I saw all my mates doing it and thought, oh, they are having an awful lot of fun. Look at that. So I started doing them, and yeah, just haven't looked back really. It's just brilliant, just being able to walk in front of that amount of people, and everybody knows what they're there for. They're there for those songs, and you play those songs, and they sing them back at you, and it's brilliant. Good, it's great fun. It still astonishes me when I get up there. The people, when you know this one, you know all these words. This is extraordinary. It still amazes me. I mean, I as a kind of counterpoint to that, I took my boy and his mate to see Young Blood the other day at the Bloodfest, and although I knew a couple of the songs, the whole crowd obviously there was completely, totally into those songs, and they knew every word, and they knew when to jump up and down, and they knew when to, it's extraordinary being part of that kind of energy and that kind of event. It's brilliant. It just seemed like the right thing to do. I think it 1984 was a big year. It was a huge year for me. So I think I had to mark it or celebrate it in some way, shape, or form, and this seemed to be the obvious way of doing it. Just getting up there and playing the two albums that came out that year. I think I might have said this to you before, but you go through a stage of messing with the songs because you're bored playing them. It's not because they're bored listening to them, and then you come out the other side when you realise. But yeah, so a lot of these songs I haven't played since the mid '80s. So we'll be remaining pretty faithful to the originals. I think, other than making them work live, because not all of them do. You can't necessarily do exactly as what you did in the studio, but you just make them work in a live format. The first album took about 8 weeks, I think, to record, and that's 8 5-day weeks. 11 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, because the producer couldn't concentrate after 8 o'clock at night. So they literally eight of those weeks for the first album, 10 of the same kind of weeks for the second album, and the albums were finished. Of course, my third album took 9 months because it could. And I was producing it, so that was why it took 9 months. I made demos, but really, when we went into the studio, it was a question of re-recording those, really. But as I said, the producer just knew how to get the sounds right. If you get each sound right, and it's in its proper place in the mix, and it's doing a certain job, and you get another thing doing another job, and whatever, and if you've got all that organised and going on, then you don't need hundreds of overdubs. It's just. Um, and as I said, he just tell me when it's finished, and I just have to go with it. No, I can't see me doing a 50th anniversary of both albums. It's literally, it's both albums, every song on all 20 songs on those two albums, which has never happened before. I've played 19 of them live, but I've never played one of them. So yeah, that's going to happen for the first time, and I'd say it's going to be the last. So yeah, roll up, roll up. It's much more intimate than standing in a field watching all that going on. And there's a real connection there. Even when I did some shows at the back end of last year as well, which were kind of similar sized venues, and it's great to get in a sort of a club atmosphere and perform those songs and share those songs together. It's a lovely thing to do. And I haven't played this venue before, I don't think. In fact, I've over the years I've been very neglectful of Wales, which is very bad of me. So it's just lovely and gratifying that the tickets are selling well, and but there are a few left. So if anybody wants to grab those,